everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving into one of my newfound favorite wheated bourbons. That's right, it's Larceny B522, the latest release. I've heard fantastic things about B522, and I can't wait to try them tonight. And we will compare B522 to A122 from this year as well. And if I can find it, I have a sample of B521 if you're interested in that comparison as well. So now I know it's September, which would mean C922 should be out. But here in PA, we really haven't gotten the B batch yet. I got this, I had to fight hard to get this one, and it wasn't, through the normal channels here in Pennsylvania. So I heard like PA's still selling A122. If you go on PA's website, you can still find A122. I will link that review above. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it highly, but I will link that review above. But tonight's about B522 and how it stacks up. So what you really want to know is what's the proof. The proof tonight is 123.8 proof. Compute 61.9% alcohol by volume. So a tad bit lower, I believe, than A122. Here's A122. As you can see, I really enjoyed this bottle. In fact, I forced myself to save this for when I got the other ones. A122 was 124.4. Compute 62.2% alcohol by volume. So pretty close in proof. 124.4 for A and 123.8 for B. Now, really no other changes. On the back, it still talks about Johnny Fitzgerald, the thieving treasure agent who stole this bourbon from the Heaven Hill Rickhouses back in the day. It is still a blend of 6 to 8-year-old bourbon, bottled, uncut, and unfiltered for your enjoyment. So listen, I know there's been some bad Larceny batches in the past, but I'm here to say A122 is pretty good if you like your wheated bourbons. And, I've heard nothing but great things about the B batch. Alright, the B batch is in the clear glass here. What a wonderful color on that. Just wonderful. It's gotten some air. I've had this bottle about a week, so it's not like it's been sitting here for months. But I had to get the review out. I mean, we're already in September. C922 should be around the corner for most of you. And a nosing. Oh, man. I've heard that this drink's very special. And on the nose, I'm getting that right off the bat. This is fantastic on the nose. You get some char. Lot of caramel. Lot of caramel up front. Tons of brown sugar on this. Maybe a hint of fruit. I'm not getting a ton of fruit on this one, but ton of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, brown sugar on this. Some char and oak in the background. I can't wait. My mouth is salivating already. Let's take a sip. Wow. Wow. Very viscous in the mouth. This reminds me of like the Parker's Heritage Wheat whiskey. I know this is wheated bourbon, but it's very thick in the mouthfeel. Tons of that brown sugar and caramels up front. Right amount of heat for 124 proof. It lets you know it's there, but it doesn't hurt you too bad. Let's take one more. That second sip brought a good bit of oak on the back end. Good long finish. I'll tell you, this is really good. Really is. If you see this, you should 100% buy it. MSRP in Pennsylvania is $49.99 a bottle for these. But as I said in my previous video on this, they make you buy it online like 99% of the time. So they add shipping and stuff on top of it. So here in PA, these are basically $62 plus tax. But still a good value. Excellent value. You know, Maker's Mark has cask strengths, but they're not at that high proof. I mean, they're not in the 120s, right? I'm kind of falling short on weeded bourbons that are in the 120 proof category at the moment, right? There's like Bernheim, which is like low proof. And then there's Maker's Mark, Weller. I guess Weller full proof gets you to 114, but it's a little bit light anyway. All right, last sip here. It's so well put together. It just got tons of caramel, brown sugar, and then a layer of oak. A little bit of char. Pretty long finish, pretty viscous. I mean, it's not the most complex thing we've ever had, but it is dang delicious. Clearly, if they age out a few more years, you'd be very close to Parker's Heritage territory. Just for quick comparison, we have A122 here. Let's give it a nosing. So this has a little bit more fruit, like red fruit on the front, on the nose. And it's almost a little drier. Not as sweet. No char. Alright, let's take a sip of this. This one brings a little bit of red fruit up front, a little bit of caramel, not as much oak and char, and it's a little drier actually through the palate. Very good still, very good. Going back to B. B is a little more sweeter, has that extra bit more of oak and char to it, and kind of lacks the fruit. They're both pretty good. I think I like B522 just a little better. So, pick up either one, but B522 drinks a little bit older and more special than the A does, but both batches this year so far have been fantastic. Can't wait for C922, I will say. Now, let me see if I can find that sample of B521 to give you last year's B batch versus this year's B batch comparison. Here it is, Larceny B521, and a big shout out to O'Sheen Hayes for his help with this sample. I clearly didn't get last year's, but he did, and he graciously provided this to me in support of the channel. We'll use the gold here for this one. Yeah, we'll pour that in there. I might save that for another special occasion. Alright, B521. Now these smell pretty similar, I think. A little back and forth there. Pretty similar on the nose. I will say B522 smells a little sweeter. Let's give this one a sip. In comparison, B521 is thinner on the mouth. Finish is shorter. It has some like stone fruits up front. Then just a little bit of oak and caramel. But it's thinner and a much shorter experience. And this one was 121 proof, so it was less proof. Now if we go back to B522, oh yeah, the B522 beats it. Longer finish, is more savory. Like I said, just a lot more of that oak, caramel, and brown sugar. So if that's your jam, B522 is for you. For me so far, although I do like, some fruit notes sometimes, B522 is so far winning the year, even over B521. So if you like what we saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button. Thanks. Have a great evening, everybody.